Hi everyone, I'm Jody. Welcome to my channel. If you're new, welcome. I'm really glad you're here today. We talk about a lot of different things, but today we're going to talk about in videos. There's over 500 videos, so if you want makeup tutorials, you can check those out on my channel. If you want to know all the latest in beauty news, you can check that out as well. So have fun browsing, even binge watching if you want. As far as today's video, I'm going to make this really easy on you. You may want to watch it or you may not. If you have hollowed out temples like I do, and you are showing the signs of a more aging face, which embrace it. I've embraced it. It's fine. It is what it is. But I've gotten really hollow through here. I have adapted a quick little tip that helps make this look less sunken in. So if you suffer from indented temples and you just want to know while I'm doing my makeup, how can I help that without getting more permanent or semi-permanent injections or anything like that, which I'm not against. I'm all for it if that's what you want to do. I just don't want to put needles this close to my brain. So why not use concealer? Let's get into it. Okay, I'm almost done. I just have 2 more sections before we start putting makeup on. And these are only 3 seconds each, so I'll be done in 6 seconds. Oops, let's just do one more here. My crow's feet are my really big area. I have loved this Nira Pro. I can really see a big difference underneath my eyes on both sides. I can do my whole face in about 3 minutes, which I do in the evening. Before I get ready in the morning, I will just do around my eyes, and it takes under a minute to do both sections. And then I will just throw on this Youth Lock Serum, and it's a clear serum, and I put that on right underneath my eyes. I rub whatever's left of that Youth Serum everywhere. Now I'll go off camera, I'll add my sunscreen and my moisturizer, and I'll be right back. As I said in the beginning of the video, I am continuing to hollow out right through here, which is a very natural part of the aging process. It happens to all of us. We just produce less collagen as we age, and one of the areas where we really start to see that loss of collagen is in that temple area. Now there are things like fillers that you can get in this area that are temporary. Some of them last 6 months. Some of them have been said to last up to 1.5 years. I've never done that just because, I don't know, the thought of a needle that close to, I don't know, I just feel like my brain is, I just feel like my scalp is soft. Remember when you were a baby and there's that soft spot? I don't know that that's, that Nira Pro just turned off. I know that's not the case, but I don't know, I can't do it. I'm a baby, I guess, when it comes to putting needles right there. So I have come up with a temporary daily solution that works really fast, and it's a part of my makeup routine. It doesn't matter which concealer you use. This is the L'Oreal Infallible. I've got the e.l.f. I've got the Maybelline Erase. Whatever concealer you normally use. I do take off the sponge tip applicator on this one though. If you guys have watched me before, you know that. So whatever concealer you have, you just want it to be about 2 shades lighter than your foundation. If you don't wear a foundation, then you want it to be about 2 shades lighter than your skin tone, because we want to add some light in this area, because light brings things forward, shadow puts things back. Just like in that contour video that I did the other day, where we're just going to contour real quick right along here and then right through the jawline. This is really how fast it goes in the morning for me. And then I don't contour my nose, but I do contour this receding hairline that I have. If you don't have a receding hairline, then you can skip this part, but this is all part of the under sculpting. Now we're gonna take that concealer. This is the e.l.f. Camo Concealer, and you'll notice I'm leaving all that contour right where it is. I'm just gonna take this and I'm gonna go right at the lower corner of my eye and go straight up through that indentation, and then right about that peak of my eyebrow where the arch starts to come down, and go up just like that. We're gonna do that on both sides, because what that's doing is essentially pulling back that area, and then I like to just fill it in with a couple little dots. Just like that. Now you can also add your concealer right underneath your eyes, and then I have a little freckle on the tip of my nose that I just don't like to be there. The next step is to take a damp beauty sponge, and this is a smaller beauty sponge. I like this one. This is a Real Technique one. I like the smaller one for this under sculpting, because I feel like if you use a normal size one, and this is not wet, so you can imagine when this gets wet, then it's much larger. Which, side note, when you use a beauty sponge, you're supposed to get it wet, drain all the water out of it, and watch it get double in size. I had a very close family member who will remain anonymous. We were doing our makeup together about 3 weeks ago, and she started putting her makeup on with a beauty sponge, and I said, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "I'm putting on my makeup with this beauty sponge, just like you showed me." And I said, "I did not show it to you like that. You're supposed to get it wet first." So as a PSA, dampen your beauty sponge. It should double in size and then squeeze out all the water. This is a smaller one, and I really like it for this under sculpting process. I take whatever side and I just blend out everything, and I'll do all the contour first, just really soft. I'm just really pouncing. I'm not trying to remove it. I'm not trying to move it around. I'm really just pouncing to make sure that the edges are soft. And then once you do that, this side has contour, so I'm gonna go to a different side of my beauty sponge that does not have contour so that I'm not getting this muddy mess. And I'm gonna go and pounce in that concealer. We just wanna add a little bit of brightness to that area. And then same is true around the eyes. What I love about this, you guys, is it doesn't have to be perfect, because when we go to put on our foundation, that's gonna blur everything out. And just add 1 dot of your favorite foundation, and I like to go in little areas around my face with that foundation, and then blend it by patting and blending over that under sculpting that we did, and blend it out. And again, you're not trying to move that product underneath. And I find that the older I get, the smaller that brush, the better. So if you find that you're having a hard time controlling where that foundation is going on your brush, just go to like a smaller brush. A lot of professional makeup artists use a smaller blending brush like this for their foundation, and you totally can. I just, for everyday use, I find that to be a bit too tedious. I like to work a little faster and blend out everything. And it really is that simple. You'll notice I like to hold my foundation brush back here at the back. There's a lot of pressure can be applied when you hold it too close to the front, and I'm not trying to apply a lot of pressure and move the product. I like to hold it from back here and really just push that product into my skin as a veil, not as a first coating of paint. And just like that, you can see it all start to come together. And if you find areas where it's not blended that much, just add a little bit more of your favorite foundation and go over it. I am using the House Labs foundation. I probably should have said that. It's just my go-to, especially in more dry weather, because it is hydrating and very moisturizing. And you guys, just like that, you can see how it adds just a little bit of brightness, but you don't look quite as hollow through here. If you're like, gosh, that does look good, but I feel like it's still a little hollow, you can go back and add some of that concealer after you've added your foundation. I just don't like to get too many layers right through there, but you can always do that. And if you have cheekbones like mine, you can always go back and add a little bit more contour to that bone. And again, this video is pretty specific for people that have, you know, more protruding cheekbones like I do, and as we age, if they're becoming more pronounced. But you can add a little bit of that contour right on the back part of that cheekbone, right where you see it on the profile, and shadow it, which will again make it look a little less pulled back. You just have to blend that forward, or else it's gonna look like your cheekbone just kind of stops, and that would be a weird look, like you broke your cheekbone and it is no longer there. You can see how just adding a little bit of light or shadow to areas, whether it's a hollow area or a protruding area, can make a big difference in your profile or just the way your face looks overall, more sculpted, more shape to it. Here's where we haven't added that extra concealer and then contour. And then here's where we did. It just gives for me, it balances out my face and gives a little more symmetry to it, so it's not so skeletal. And again, I know that's not the case for everyone. Everyone's face isn't skeletal like mine. But if yours is, then this is a quick little tip to help give your face more symmetry and balance. Let's not forget my eye makeup, but I'll do that later. This isn't an eye tutorial. We'll go in and just press that blush out. Well, I'm gonna go finish the rest of my makeup while you hopefully will implement this easy to use technique. I'll see you guys in just a couple days. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.